Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. We present them stories drawn from our lessons in history as well as our mythology and folk tales, which are anchored on moral values. We think that these stories contain a tremendous amount of moral teachings which our young children and adults can inculcate in their lives and become stronger and better human beings. In our lives, we are advised right from our childhood days that we must not find fault with others. We must introspect. We should see the bright side of life. We should see positive things. We should see the good qualities in others and try to reflect those on our lives, think about them, try to inculcate those in our lives. However, what do we do in our day-to-day life? As a student, teachers advise us to be disciplined, to come in time. But we as students, we talk about the teachers who turn up to their classes late. We hear our parents tell us to adapt all good qualities, be disciplined, do exercises, eat the right amount of food, go to bed in time, get up early from bed. But what do we do as children? We look at what our parents do. We look at what our friends do, what our teachers do, and we talk about all the instances where they are doing just the opposite of what they are professing. Someone smokes and professes that you should not smoke, you should not consume narcotics. All these advices are given plenty. However, it depends upon us whether we take those advices, whether we accept them, or we think about where that advice is coming from. We try to find fault with the person who is advising us. We try to think that whether the person who is advising against smoking is a smoker himself or not. We are told that don't smoke. However, we know of several examples that a person who has been smoking all his life had a good life till the age of 80, 85. He had no problem. So why should a smoker have a problem? What's the basis? We ask some of these questions. We are advised not to get angry, but we give examples of our parents, elderly people, teachers, people in the society who are very angry normally, who are short-tempered, who get anger very quickly. And we try to justify that these are so many things around us. What's wrong if I just get angry once in a while? So this is how we lead our life. The boss says in the office that you should be disciplined, you should come on time, you should turn up your projects on time. However, we look for instances where the boss himself or herself was late, was not submitting the reports on time. We have so many instances in our life that we are able to find fault with the other person. We spend precious amount of our life's time. Time is the most precious resource that as human beings we have in this world. Yet, we find enough time in our life to discuss about the faults of the others, faults of our leaders, faults of our elders, faults of our friends, faults of our children, and faults of so many people around us. And what do we gain out of it? Possibly, we boost our egos, which hide our incompetencies. The opportunity to reflect, opportunity to introspect and find out where we can improve. Let me describe a small folk tale. Once upon a time, in a village which was near a sea, one young man was looking at that sea, standing near the shore. He saw that a group of people who were coming in a small ship towards the shore sank in the sea, and he was helplessly looking around. He could not do anything about it. The small ship sank into the sea. Possibly the ship had a problem and water entered into the sea, into the ship, and the ship sank. The man standing in the seashore was cursing God that how can you make this ship sink? The ship had so many people. What fault they had, what mistake they had committed, that all of them had to die together. There must have been good people, there must have been bad people, but you punished all of them together. This is so unfair, so unjustified. How can I believe in you? I am being told that this universe is run on the principle of goodness. I have principles, someone defines these principles and I am supposed to follow them. But incidents like this shakes me up so much, and you have to answer me. You have to tell me why this ship sank, for whose fault? All the people who were on that ship, what fault they had committed, what vices they had, that they had to all die together. Naturally, nothing happened. He just cursed God, he reflected on it, he found fault with the God. He came back to his home, and in his home there was an anthill. He accidentally stamped on the anthill, and the one ant came out and bit him very hard. He cried in pain, and he started stamping, jumping up and down so much that many other ants who were out of fear coming out of the anthill were getting stamped, and all of them died. His pain continued. Suddenly he saw God before him, a godlike creature before him, and the God asked him, "What did you do just now? You killed so many ants. There were good ants, there were bad ants. All of them got killed. What did they do to you?" The man said, "One ant came and bit me, so I had to defend myself." God said, "Right. You were defending yourself, and you could have killed just one of them, or you could have done something else to move away from that ant. But what did the hundreds of other ants do to be killed in your hand?" The God then explains him that when your home is being attacked by external forces, you can do something to defend your home. Similarly, you were attacking the home of the ants. The ants were trying to defend themselves. So how it is that the principle that you were just now professing, you were thinking that I have done something wrong and the fault was mine. Now you tell me, whose fault is this? The ants were only defending themselves. They were not attacking you. By the way, do you know that the people who were coming by that ship were all the pirates? They would have attacked your village, and they would have killed some of you. They would have robbed all the wealth from your village. They are now gone down. Do you know how this world is running? Don't try to find fault with others. Think about yourself, what you are doing. If you thought about it yourself, you'd possibly not have killed the ant. Beautiful story, isn't it? We are told right from a childhood not to find fault with others. Everyone will have some positives, will have some negative qualities. If we look at the negative qualities, our mind gets occupied with the thought of those negative qualities and we gain nothing. Instead, if we think of the bright side of the other person, the strong areas of the other person, good qualities of the other person, and try to observe them into our lives and inculcate those in our lives, how beautiful our life can be. Why do we spend time in finding fault with the government, with our parents, with our children, with our friends, with all the other people around us? Let's look inside and think about it, that how we can make our life more interesting, more meaningful. Intense teaching. Thank you very much for spreading these words amongst many more people. I look forward to our future conversations.